Lex Friedman thing because this.
Yeah,
All right, so Lex Friedman was talking to Mr. Beast, and Mr. Beast used to be a Christian. Like he started his channel off talking about he was a Christian and all this stuff. And it seems like when a person has success like that and they start making money, their ideology changes a little. Like we've all seen in the news the people he has on his show now. And
so Jeremy, don't get too rich and famous on us.
Yeah.
So let's just play the Lex Friedman clip real quick. Let's see what they
From Are You Afraid of Death, by the way?
Yes. It's hard because like what if you just die and then you just see nothing forever, you know?
Yeah, the nothingness.
It just fades to blackness and you're just like that for trillions upon trillions to billion squared years, and it's scary. But also before you're born, you don't remember those X amount of years either. So that gives me a little comfort, but no, it's definitely very scary. Something I'd rather not think about until I'm like 80. I'll deal.
Why does he expect that he would remember before or after his existence? I don't.
Well, the idea, yeah. Finish the clip. I'll say.
Yeah,
okay.
we'll have
that problem then. I don't know if I told you this, but I'm kind of hopeful that someone like Elon or one of these like freak smart people will just like be like, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna figure out a way where we can slow down aging, get it where we can live to be 200-300 years old, and just like set their sights on that, and then just kind of save us. So it'd be really nice. Like it's almost absurd to think that in our lifetime they won't figure out a way to just even slightly slow down aging, where we could live to be like 120 or 130, and then that extra time they won't figure out some way where we could live to be 200. Like obviously not immortal, but I don't see how in my lifetime the life expectancy doesn't just expand.
Well, it also could be that the immortality is achieved in the digital realm. Like it could be long after you're gone. There's a Mr. Beast run by a ChatGPT type system.
Exactly. Yeah, that consumes everything I ever said, everything I ever wrote. But I don't want that. I want to live. One of you smart people out there, figure it out. I'll keep you entertained, but I need you to figure out how to keep me alive. Give me till 200. That will make me happy.
Well, that's.
Why do we think that people 100 years from now will want 200-year-old people just walking around? Like, who now is like, we could really use some Civil War soldiers, like, just hanging around.
Yeah, all those racist guys back from the 1850s.
Right, that's who we need. We need more of those people. Like, everyone now is, like, going to be super unwoke in the year 2400,
we
right?
hate
Just
boomers, and they're only 20, 30 years older than us.
Right, yeah, so...
That's actually a really good point, Rob.
That's stupid, right? Why do we think that,
But he said like he's like, oh, I think he was saying like it's probably because I've heard like Michio Kaku say this. He goes, when you die, it's a lot like it was before you were born, right? Like you don't know what you don't know. But one of the things
that's to the answer of like you're not going to care, right? And like because I didn't care before I was born, so I'm not going to care afterwards if it's nothingness. But the scenario he gives is for
trillions of years darkness.
It's for trillions of years darkness, right?
No,
which is not what it was like before we were born.
It's nothing like that.
Or was it? Maybe that's what it was like for him, just in the before times, waiting to ascend into man.
Like, even reincarnation, right? Like people talk about reincarnation, like, oh, I was this person in my past life. Now it's like if you don't remember your past life, who gives a crap if you live the past life?
Right.
Who cares? I don't remember it.
Yeah,
What's
it's
the
just
difference?
the energy, the soul energy was somewhere else, but who cares? Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't remember it. But it's like I remember like the joy of my conversion where it's like when Paul even says it, he's like, death no longer has a sting. Right? Like, do you remember when you first like really believed like, holy cow, we're eternal beings, we're going to live forever? Do you remember the excitement you had?
Yeah, but it's also not like eternity isn't like, I mean, heaven's outside of time, right?
Yeah.
So, and the heaven is the beatific vision. It's not limbo, right? I said this on a Twitter thing a few days ago where like, when people talk about heaven, they're almost always describing limbo. They're describing this like state of natural like happiness. And I'm like, yeah, but that's not what we want. Is that we actually, people get offended if you suggest babies go there, right? Like, that's not what you actually are, wanting to do. Like, what you want is is to be outside of this time thing. And so actually, like, there's something horrifying about the idea of living forever temporally, because what would happen is like you would live forever, but that's after like the heat death of the universe. And so you're just still floating in this time, and that's the worst thing that could possibly happen, right?
Do you think
versus being in eternity? That's
right. So
that's not 1,000 and 1,000 forever.
At the resurrection, will there be temporal time again?
Ooh.
I lean towards. Well, I don't know. I mean, like
I know that's what I'm saying.
In my imagination, when I imagine heaven, I think no. I think time will be no more. I think I don't think it'll be like. I mean, I think when people's imaginations are always either like it's going to be just like this, except we won't have to change the light bulbs. Like it'll be perfect a version of this.
It's a very Protestant understanding.
We won't get fat, right? That was my understanding when I was a Protestant. This Calvinist understanding of like this like transformed Earth, right? And but then like now that I'm Catholic, it's sort of swung the other way, where it's like no, it's the Dante's, like heaven. And so, but I mean, whatever you imagine is fine. It's not like wrong to imagine one way or the other. But the idea that like heaven is this just prolonged version of now, but forever. I mean, you would go mad unless that's part of heaven is you don't go mad. I don't know.
It's like, okay, so we've actually kicked this idea around. Like, because God is outside of time, like we all believe like when you die, you have your initial judgment and then you have like the general judgment where everybody's judged. But do you think that when we die, because we're outside of time, do you think that we go immediately to the final judgment and to the resurrection?
Yeah, I think so. And I think that, I mean, like, at least my impulse is yes. I mean, who knows if that's a heresy? I don't check stuff like that.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
But some priest will tell me if that's wrong or not. Like, no, actually, a war was fought about that 1,000 years ago, and you were the losing side. I'm like, okay, sorry.
Well, we believe there's some kind of temporal aspect to purgatory, right?
Yes.
Well, so
temporal
the example,
at least.
Not necessarily. I mean, like, and they've said that about the like when you get indulgences and it says like how many years or how many minutes it gets you off
1,000 years taken off your purgation.
It's like there's always like this. Yeah, there's always like in parentheses. I was like, but just so you know, it's outside of time, and so this is just a metaphor for that.
That time delimiter for indulgences. That's the amount of time of penance here on earth that indulgence is for.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, say if it's 7 days, that's worth you doing 7 days of fasting and abstinence.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
That makes sense. I always thought it was like 7 days off of hell, and I'm like, that's not enough. I need more than that off of hell. Right?
Did you understand why I chose Rob as a co-host? Because like
that's great. Yeah,
literally, like I say things.
Okay.
Rob, like,
that makes more sense.
That's not what that means.
that makes more sense. That makes more sense. That's great.
So wait a minute. Okay, so
that's great to be wrong about that.
What year did you come in the church, Jeremy?
5 years ago. Wait, 18. 2018. No,